Hi guys, today we're going to talk about the comprehension strategy of drawing conclusions. This is a strategy that you can use in English class, in humanities class, in science class, in math class, in any class where you have to make conclusions based on facts or observations. The thing that you have to remember is that when you are drawing a conclusion, you need to make that conclusion based on details from the source of information that you are looking at and the ideas from your mind. So for example, in humanities, we study primary sources. So you need to make observations from that, from pictures or from any other primary source that you might see, like a flyer, a diary entry, a map. You have to make observations from that and then make a conclusion. For keeping corner, you are going to use the details from the chapters, the words, the events, the conflicts, the problems. Anything that you read will help you to make conclusions. To draw a conclusion effectively, you need to use both the details from the source of information you're looking at and your own ideas. The details plus the own ideas will help you to make a judgment. And the judgment is what's going to help you to make a conclusion. Okay? Judgments are a combination of your own opinions and thoughts and facts and information from whatever you are observing or studying. Once you have made a judgment, to make an effective conclusion, you have to link the judgments to observations from whatever source of information you're looking at. You cannot just make a judgment. You have to use the details from the story or the observations from the primary sources to back up the judgments that you're making. If you link the judgments to the observations, then you are making an effective conclusion. Another thing that you have to remember is when you are making a conclusion, you want to imagine things. So you want to think about what you might see, what you might feel, what you might hear, what you might smell, and what you might taste. These 5 sensory details will help you to make conclusions more effectively. Okay, you will use the details from whatever you are looking at, studying, or reading, and you will think about what you see, feel, hear, smell, and taste, and even think. And these things will help you to make an effective judgment and a conclusion. So imagine you are walking on 23rd Street and you walk by and you see 2 cars pulled over on the side. You see that both cars have major dents in their cars. You see 2 disgruntled drivers standing outside talking to a police officer. What can you conclude has happened? That's right. You can probably conclude that they were in an accident. What are the details or observations that you can use to support this? That's right. The cars are pulled to the side of the road. The cars obviously have dents on them, okay? The drivers look upset, and there's a police officer there. And so we know from our own knowledge that if people aren't driving on a road and they're upset and their cars are pulled over and their cars don't look perfect, and they're speaking to a police officer, there's probably some type of accident has happened. Now you have drawn a conclusion. Very good. Let's use an extract from Keeping Corner. Okay, I'm going to start to read, okay, the extract. It starts right here. Kaki never hesitated to punish me or Kanubai if we misbehaved. If she hit your cheek with the backside of her palm, it would sting for hours. Luckily, she'd only scolded me, but she had hit Kanubai once when he was 8 and had played a trick on his teacher. So, I want to draw a conclusion about Kaki here. Let's say that's the question. Draw a conclusion about Kaki. What can you say about Kaki? So, the first thing we want to do is we want to look at the details. What are the details in this extract? Let's go back. So it says, Kaki never hesitated to punish me. So she would punish Lila. or Kanubai, which we know is Leela's brother, if they misbehaved. Okay? And she would hit them, and it would hurt because it said it would sting for hours. Okay? And Leela also gave her little opinion and thought that she had never been hit, but she was scolded. So what does this say about Kaki? What are some things you can say about Kaki? Is Kaki easygoing? Does she constantly spoil Leela? Or is she strict and stern? That's right. You can probably say that she's strict and she's stern. Why can you say that? What is the evidence from here? And the evidence is that she never hesitated to punish her or Kanubai, and she would hit them and it would sting, and she would readily scold them. So in your response, if you are drawing a conclusion, you could say that Kaki is a strict aunt who will punish Leela and Kanubai if they misbehave. Does this make sense? Okay, great. You are going to be drawing conclusions when you read chapters 5 and 6. So use this. Make sure to incorporate detail. The more detail you give when you are making a conclusion, the more validated your conclusion will be. If you only give a little bit of detail, your conclusion might be correct, but it might not seem like it's correct. So use the details from chapters 5 and 6 to make to draw a conclusion about how Leela would feel. Good luck, and we will look at that next week.